techniques. Okay, so before going to discuss about this concept, so I'll ask some basic questions. So if you know, then you can respond. So do you know the source and destination?
Yes, sir.
Hopefully, computer science students should know that source and destination. What is the source
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and what is the destination?
Uh, Destination means the place where memory finally reaches, sir.
Hmm. And
And
what
the
is source?
source is where the information is given.
Okay. Still any other answers? No one is there. Only Rishi is there.
No, sir. Everyone is present.
Then what they are doing? Still any other answers? If you have any other answer, like you can tell me. What is the source and destination? Yes or no? What happened?
Sir, uh,
You know
don't
what?
know, sir. They are not responding.
Might be they don't know.
Sir,
Ah,
source
Hemant.
means where
Hmm.
our main purpose, I mean, main process starts, and at the destination, all our process will be done.
Okay.
I am not able to convey the message correctly, sir. Just
Okay. Okay.
mm,
That means like you are telling destination means final and source is initiating. Huh?
yes, sir.
Ah,
Like
okay.
in an example, in the data transfer,
Hmm.
uh, source files are in a different location,
Hmm.
different memory location,
Hmm. Hmm.
and at the end
Hmm.
they go to another memory location.
Okay. Fine.
That's the final
Fine.
destination.
So the thing is, so I can say simply the source who will initiate the data transmission and the destination like where we are going to send the data. It's a simple thing. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Source means it will start the data transmission and destination where we are sending the final data. So these are the two terms. So which we can use interchangeably, receiver and the transmitter. Okay, transmitter means which will transmit the data and receiver means the person who is receiving the data. Fine. When we are sending the data, what type of data we are going to send is a question. Whether we are sending the data bit by bit, or whether we are sending whole data at a time. Okay. So these are the things we need to consider. If you are sending data bit by bit, then it will be called as a serial data transmission. Are you following?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you are sending data one by one, then that will be called as the serial data transmission. If you are sending the data in a group manner, then we are calling it as a parallel data transmission. So the serial data transmission will take more time and the data transmission will take the less time. Why? Because we are sending the whole data at one time. Fine. So each and everything is having its own advantages as well as the disadvantages. So if you send serial data, less number of errors you can see, but it will take more time. If you take the parallel data transmission, it will trigger the more number of issues, and for us also it will take more time where the error has occurred. It will be a group, right? So if any single bit is changed also, it will be a problem for us. Each and every one thing is having the own advantages and disadvantages. Fine. So the simple example, the serial data transmission is the data transmission takes place between the computer to a computer, and the data transmission takes from the computer to printer will be the parallel data transmission. Okay, so now the two important concepts are the synchronous and asynchronous operations. Okay, are you clear with serial and parallel data transmission?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the next one is the synchronous and asynchronous operation. What are the synchronous asynchronous operation? Yesterday I gave some brief about this. So the synchronous operations are based on the timing signals, and the asynchronous operations are based on the start and stop bit. Okay, and the most of the time when we are interacting with the microprocessor and the peripheral devices, we will go with the asynchronous operation. Why? Because the CPU is implemented in one technology and the peripherals are implemented in another technology. So these two are the different units. Okay, these two are the different units. That means CPU will have its own clock and IO device will have its own clock. So if you want to communicate with these two devices, as the clock pulse is not common. Are you understanding what I am telling?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are listening.
If these two units are not implemented on the common clock, so in that case, we are calling it as an asynchronous communication because the CPU is in one clock speed and the IO devices are will be in other clock speed. So wherein we have the two common clocks, we don't have any problem because the clock will be synced and we can send the data comfortably. But wherein if we have the two different clocks, then we need to provide the synchronization. Why we provide the synchronization? Thing is, it will run with one speed and it will run with other speed. For example, I will tell you, I am throwing 10 balls to one person and in 1 minute he can catch 5 balls. Okay, but I am throwing 10 balls continuously, so he may lose the 5 balls, isn't it? So we need the throwing the ball here is the data, so which we are sending 10 packets and 10 data packets I am sending and it can catch only 5. So if you send 10 continuously, it cannot catch all. Okay, so that's the problem. So the main problem which we'll face is when we are having the two different clock speeds, so we'll have that problem. So there we are calling it as an asynchronous communication and we need to provide the synchronization in the forms of issuing the signal. Are you clear? So the next concept is asynchronous communication. So what we are going to do? So the asynchronous data transmission. So I'll wind up this topic by explaining the strobe pulse. Okay, so which is a small concept. If time permit, I will explain the strobe pulse, and tomorrow I'll explain the handshaking. Okay, so the strobe pulse, the two major methods, and this is the one of the important concept for the 10 marks. It's a 10 marks question. Explain asynchronous data transmission modes or methods. Are you clear?
Yeah, sir. Yes, sir.
Asynchronous data transmission methods. Fine. What are the asynchronous data transmission methods? Strobe pulse and the handshaking. Okay. So the question you can expect here is explain in detail asynchronous data transmission methods. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So the first one I am going to explain the strobe pulse and that second one is a handshaking. So today I am going to cover the strobe pulse. So the strobe pulse is a signal. So a signal issued by the source or the destination will be called as a strobe. Okay, it is a active signal which will be issued by either the source or the destination. So that will be called as a strobe. So either any of the unit can issue the signal, strobe signal. Okay, so here I have some small diagram to explain the concept. Are you able to see the diagram?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. We are able
What
to see.
what
Yes, sir.
what are the things are there on the screen?
The source unit and destination
Source
unit.
output and destination units. Source unit and destination unit.
And then one block diagram and one timing diagram, right? Data and the strobe you have, isn't it? Okay. So try to
Yes,
understand
sir.
the concept clearly. So the source is used for sending the data and destination is used for receiving the data as I told you previously. Okay. Here the source, the strobe signal, I told any one of the unit can issue the strobe signal. Now I am calling it as a source initiated. Means who is issuing the strobe signal?
Source units.
source unit is issuing the strobe signal. So that's what I am calling it as the source initiated strobe control mechanism. So now the source is issuing the
Yes, sir.
signal. For what it is issuing? It is telling the data is available on the data bus. Okay. So you can take the data. To whom it is telling? Destination it is telling. Okay. So the meaning for the above diagram is the data is available on the data line. So destination you take the data. Are you clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
In that case, what it will do, data line, you can see. So data line is started first in the timing diagram. Okay. After some
Yes, sir.
long delay, then strobe signal is activated. Okay. And
Okay, sir.
when it will send the data, means where the high pitch is there, till that time the data transfer will takes place and those things will be considered as valid. Okay. And one more thing here you
Yes,
can
sir.
observe, once it is done with the valid data, again the data signal extended somewhat. Okay, even the strobe signal is closed.
Yes, sir.
So here data means within the strobe signal, data is valid. Once the source unit will send the strobe, that means data is available on the data bus, you accept, it is telling destination. Okay, so we are calling it as a source initiated strobe control mechanism. Then it will wait for some time and the destination will start accessing the data. Till that time the signal will be high pitch. Okay, once it is done and it will wait for some time to close the data. The destination, the source will wait some time and it will close the signal. So the data transmission will be completed. So if you take destination initiated, then who will issue the strobe signal?
Destination unit.
Destination unit, sir.
Destination unit. That means the strobe signal will comes from the destination to source, isn't it? The blue line.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. But what destination is asking? Source? As per my definition, source will always send the data and destination will always receive the data.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in this explanation, don't get confused with the concept. In this explanation, data bus, the source is telling destination, data is ready, take. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Data
sir.
is ready, take. Then destination is asking source. What it is asking?
Where is the data?
Yes, sir. So where is the data? Send the data. So that's what it is asking the source. Send the data. So now you can see. Now it is asking the destination. You can see the diagram. Source unit and destination. Data unit, data bus didn't change. Only the strobe signal is changed. Why? Only that strobe signal
Yes,
is
sir. Yes,
changed.
sir.
Why? Because source will always send the data. So that's the reason there is no communication between the destination to the source unit in terms of data. Are you clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now what it is asking? Destination. You send the data, it is asking. Okay. Now if you send the data, it is asking. You can see here directly as destination is asking to send the data, strobe signal is activated first only because the destination is asking. Okay. So now the destination is asking send the data. Now the strobe pulse is activated and the source is sending the data continuously to the destination. Okay. Once it is done, then the strobe signal is closed. After some time, the data line also will be closed. Are you clear? Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
So, did you understand the concept source initiated and destination initiated?
Yes, sir. We understood, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, the source unit, it is asking you, I am sending the data, you accept the data. Based on the things, we have the timing diagrams, and the destination unit is asking. So, you send the data. Okay, it is only requesting you send the data. But whereas in case of source unit, it is telling destination. You need to understand the terminology. Source unit is informing destination in source initiated, and destination unit it is requesting the source unit, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So you understood this concept.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is source, what is destination, and if you understand, the one of the biggest
Yes, sir.
problem in this approach is we don't know whether the data is successfully sent to the destination or received by the destination. Yes or no?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sure. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I have exactly 1.5 minutes. Okay. So the biggest problem in this approach is we don't know whether the source whether the source transferred data successfully destination or whether the destination received the data successfully. Do you know? How can you know? Is anyone is telling I received the data?
No, sir.
In this entire approach, is anyone is telling I am successfully received the data?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
But how can you guarantee the successful data transmission? For example, I am taking class and I am asking you, when you people are not responding me, like I am asking, are you there? Means someone should say yes, sir. Then I can tell, okay, some students
Yes,
are there, they are listening, I can understand, isn't it? So what
Yes, sir.
this process is called confirming, like handshaking. Handshaking is what? Suppose if any person visit you, then you will shake the hands. Means what? That person also will give the handshake to you. Means some kind of communication is taking place, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Here are also the biggest problem is there is no proper acknowledgement. So this proper acknowledgement should be given by the one of the methods. So that method is called as a handshaking method. Fine. So you just go
Yes,
through
sir.
the slides, and if you have any doubts, so I can discuss, I can clarify all of the doubts tomorrow.